my name is Barbara Conrad and I'm a professor of biology at the Ludwig-Maximilians University, Munich. During the next 6 weeks, I will be exploring programmed cell death with you. With me today are Sebastian Lühr, Ryan Gerard and Rose Regmi, the 3 TAs who were absolutely critical in getting this course together and who will be working with us over the next few weeks. Why did I decide to offer a course on programmed cell death? I've been fascinated by programmed cell death ever since I was a graduate student at UCLA and in 1992 took a journal club on programmed cell death. As you will find out later this week, not much was known about programmed cell death at that time. I had to present a paper published that year on the identification of the SET9 gene from the nematode Cynodontis elegans, a model organism that I had not yet heard of. This paper was about the genetic characterization of the SET9 gene, which later turned out to encode a protein that can block programmed cell death. By taking this journal club and by having to read this paper, I became fascinated, not only by programmed cell death, but also by the model organism C. elegans and by genetic studies. During my PhD, I was trained mainly as a biochemist. I did have some genetics as an undergraduate. However, I had never used a genetic approach for my work. And I didn't quite understand everything that was in this SET9 paper. A few weeks later, I had the chance to hear a couple of talks at UCLA from investigators who also used genetic studies in C. elegans to dissect specific biological processes. And those were Corey Bachman, now at Rockefeller University, who talked about her work on chemotaxis, and Barbara Meyer from UC Berkeley, who talked about her work on sex determination. Both are great scientists and great speakers. After I had listened to their talks, I made up my mind. For my postdoc, I wanted to study programmed cell death in C. elegans using genetic approaches. In 1994, I started my postdoc in the lab of Bob Horwitz at MIT. At the time, Bob Horwitz's lab was the only lab in the world that worked on programmed cell death in C. elegans. I got lucky and managed to identify a new component of the genetic pathway of programmed cell death in C. elegans. And when I started my own lab, we continued to work on various aspects of programmed cell death in C. elegans. And we still are working on various aspects of this really cool process. It's been almost 20 years since I started in this field, and we have learned a lot during this time. But as you will see later during the course, there are some major questions that still have not been answered. We are continuing to work on those, and we are still having fun. I hope that you will enjoy the course. I also hope that I will manage to get across to you my knowledge of programmed cell death, as well as my fascination for this very important process.
Hi, I'm Ryan, and I'm originally from the city of St. John on the east coast of Canada, but I've been living in Germany for a few years now. Having just completed my master's in biochemistry here at the Ludwig-Maximilian University of Munich, I am now a PhD student in the lab of Barbara Conrad. Just like the topic you will learn about in this course, I study programmed cell death in multicellular animals, and specifically how it is regulated. Over the coming weeks, we hope to help you understand this complex process of cell death, why it is important, and offer you a glimpse into some of the methods we use in our own lab. Feel free to contact us on social media via Facebook, Twitter, or email.
Hello there, my name is Rose. I come from the southern part of Nepal. For the past 2 years, I've been living in Munich as a PhD student in the lab of Barbara Conrad. If you've ever taken an introductory biology course, you probably know about mitochondria. What you might not know is that they are dynamic organelles that are constantly fusing and constantly dividing in a cell. In the lab, I study this process and its role in aging and development. As one of the TAs for this course, I'll be monitoring the course forums and answering any questions you may have. We hope that you will enjoy the course and that it will provide you with a good understanding of programmed cell death.
Hi, I'm Sebastian and I recently started my PhD here in the lab of Barbara Conrad at VLMU. I'm originally from a small town near Düsseldorf, and funny as it may seem, I'm the only German PhD student here in the lab. I completed my master's in biology here in Munich with a focus on human biology and epigenetics. I also branched into the field of bioinformatics and developed the web server for motif identification called XX-Motif. Like the topic of this course, I studied programmed cell death in the nematode worm C. elegans with a focus on the EAGL1 gene and its interacting factors. During the course, I hope that we can give you an interesting insight into our work, including all the background knowledge you will need for this. If you have questions, feel free to contact us through the Coursera platform.